you. I would like to invite all our panelists to come and sit down, please. And I also want to remind everyone in the audience, if you have not signed up for more information, there are consumer pledge cards in the back, and there's a sign-up sheet to get more involved in Farm to School program back there as well. And if you have any questions, please raise your hand.
Well, thanks again for coming, you guys. I just want to get back to the theme of volume and cost. Given, for instance, the realities that Diane has to deal with in terms of both of those two challenges that are distinct in a larger district, how can we not only do what Laura said in terms of increasing the number of farmers, but also making what they sell competitive with what she currently is sourcing from California? And my question goes to the heart of public policy. And what can, I mean, Kamyar, you and I were at the Leopold Center a couple months ago. Can you comment a little bit more substantively on what you think the future is in terms of the relationship of public policy affecting more growing of local food and buying of the same?
Yeah, I mean, that's the, I don't know if this is on. Is this on? Yeah, mine is on. Looks like it's on. I think it's just for taping. Well, I mean, that's a big question. Big question is what systemic things need to be in place to make these transactions easy, possible, profitable, and that's what the Leopold Center is working on, this food and farm plan, taking input from everybody in the state about what it would take to do this. So I really think probably food service staff, Diane could, I think their needs need to be met, right? So from their viewpoint, they know their operations, they know their business. So what would it take? What would it make it easy for them to be able to purchase from local sources if the supplies were available? Right now, the distributors really aren't there or beginning. So there's really a lot of things still need to fall into place to make it happen. But what would be the role of state? What would be the role of local governments to make these transactions easier? Those are questions we still need to figure out. I would say one obvious one would be to me it seems like schools need resources to make this transition. It's not going to happen easily. So, and again, the school food service directors would be in the best place to say, look, in order for us to be able to do more of these things that you want, we need X, Y, and Z. Really, that's what they need to, whether it's to offset the cost of buying from farmers, whatever it is, we need to make sure those things happen. And I know Senator Bolcom is here, and he's been very interested in this whole enterprise and what state policies would help with that. And, so that's, I don't know, Diane and others want to.
This is for Diane. If there was a farmer here who could produce something like a great quantity of broccoli that they could freeze, could you get a contract to them?
It would be under the procurement guidance, so I would have to get at least, the goal would be to get 3 prices on broccoli. So he could be a price, my current vendor could be a price, and then USDA would like me to get 1 more price. So yes, I could, but
in other
there's
words,
procurement
he couldn't
guidance
count on it.
No, I could not count on it. And he could not count on being my sole
But
vendor.
I suspect if he could do it, he would have to do it under certain
Correct.
standard ways.
Right.
And then he could probably sell it to other people as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hi, this is a question for Heather. I've sometimes talked to other parents at my kids' elementary school about installing some kind of school garden, and their first reaction is always, well, but when the garden is growing, the kids are gone. But hearing all this talk about apples, I just wonder if we should be talking about school orchards rather than school gardens, and if that discussion is in the works at all.
That, actually, I've heard that Roosevelt Elementary has an orchard. I don't know if they make use of it, but it is a possibility. Fred Meyer's efforts with Backyard Abundance is about creating edible landscapes. Building an orchard fits right in with his vision of how that would work on school grounds. I think it's an excellent idea. I would add to it blueberry bushes, raspberry bushes, and anything like that that's a perennial and produces foods that the kids can cultivate and harvest. Raspberries, by the way, are a fall crop.
Start with the kindergartners.
Yeah.
Have them come back when they're in middle school.
And I'll quickly add that kids are actually around. They're around in neighborhood schools. So they're around, and also really the garden season starts well before they leave. And when they come back, I mean, it's the peak of the season. Really, August is the peak. So all kinds of things are, so it really fits garden and orchard. No, but orchard is fantastic. Yeah, weeding season.
I have a suggestion for that. The PTO can recruit volunteers maybe on a weekly basis to come in and bring their whole family and work on the garden. And we're probably talking about small garden plots, maybe one garden for each grade level, having parents volunteer over the summer. Also, I know in my neighborhood there's a strong neighborhood association that would support probably helping out as a community to keep the garden cultivated and weeded during the summertime. So I think you could probably bring in a lot of volunteers. If we have enough farm-to-school volunteers as well, we can pull in parents from other parts of the district to help out as well to support that effort.
Thank you. Hi, I'm a parent from the Clear Creek Amana District, which is just to the west of Iowa City. And I'm on a committee to look at the school lunch program. And we just decided this week to try to go ahead with the farm to school program. So I'm real excited about that. And this is very timely to hear all you speak. I appreciate you coming. We have a lot of good cooks who are very willing to do more from scratch if they could. But as you said, it comes down to time and resources. And I was interested, Kamyar, in what you mentioned, some grants that you'd been successful in acquiring. And I wonder if there's a small list of places who kind of favor that kind of grant application, or?
Yeah, I mean, okay, locally, well, I can, aside from the Kellogg Foundation, the local sources, One Family Foundation, they offered us $5,000. And then the Leopold Center, $2,500, IDALS, Iowa Department of Agriculture, 20. So we really kind of went around and begged. And if you have an employer, so it really is, fundraising is a kind of a long-term thing. So if you have a presence in the community and there's goodwill towards the projects that you're doing, then you kind of go to certain businesses and kind of you have a budget, and you say, okay, we really want to do this, we need X amount. So it's kind of, you need, if you want to fundraise, you need people who do that and can help. But it is doable, to just do what you can a little bit. Every school has, resources. Yeah.